MMR here.
Let's go!
Maybe not, though. We'll see how it goes. There is the sort of chance here that they get dusted a little bit. We got Dust playing on the Tiny, and it's Emo playing on the PA. So a little bit of that switch up that, of course, the panel was talking a lot about, and as we've seen time and time again, could be pretty good. The one thing that's always dangerous when you see Dust is he going to go in too far? You can see already the esportsbet.io odds slightly favoring IG at this point, so we'll see.
I mean, Dust isn't playing Tusk, so
True.
I'm already happy on that front. I think that's probably one of his weakest heroes, but Tiny. Yet this is like a very stable hero for him, at least.
Wait,
gone?
Is he running? Wait, he was up on the top side. There's no way that it's going to be offlane Tiny, right?
No, he's just doing a little vibe check at the runes, you know, get some nice D wards, and
okay,
he should move back towards that mid lane.
Yeah, Xiang,
he has bottle in his quick buy, so IG's not getting that crazy. They're not going to pull Enigma and they're going to like roll the dice for their core lanes and go, oh, okay, Mike, control your mid today, bye. You know?
It was so funny yesterday too when we were watching it because like they played 3 games on Enigma and all of their cores went mid except for Sumail.
Oh, it's such a pain, actually.
You've got like one of the best mid laners in the world, and you're just like, nah, no, we'll just put MC there. It's fine.
It's all good.
But regardless, we are into this game, and it's going to be beyond playing on that Riki, trying to go immediately into the meme hammer. I saw this the other day when I was casting one of the old G games where Topson was playing it. A different vibe when it's going to be out of the offlane, but what do you think about this build?
Honestly, I think with the nerf to Dart, and so it has high cooldown, lower cast range. I like the fact that it has transitioned a little bit into core.
Right.
Of course, Meteor Hammer gives it some life because if you don't have that tower, you know, if you don't have the stun to prevent it and don't have ways to stop Riki running around, he's a very fluid hero that can utilize Hammer nicely. You sweep to a lane, throw it on the tower, you can skip waves really nicely, and then after that you go Diffusal, Manto, and you become a core. And I think it's really on Beyond in this game to scale correctly because they need ways to annoy PA throughout the entire game and also have kill threat and support. So I think this Riki could honestly be a thorn in IG's side as the game progresses much later. And I'm excited to see how he can play it because I think it is pretty good. It's not going to be some lol Riki's 0 and 12. What the fuck is this game style? I feel like he's going to have some decent impact throughout.
It'll be something to watch for that could be pretty freaking cool. I'll definitely agree with that. And I think that the other thing is, you know, just in terms of the way that you want to play this game as Emo, likely once the tower goes down, which probably could happen at a decent timing with the Meteor Hammer build, she's going to be vulnerable. And even when farming jungle, you know, there's a chance that Beyond just jumps on her, particularly if he Meteor Hammers while she's like,
oh, now we're talking.
Blurred or something. That sounds really good.
Yeah, I mean, Riki from Invis, you know, he channels the hammer as well. Like
Invis, yeah.
There's beautiful ways for this to occur.
Drops down the cloud, looking for that miss chance to keep him alive. No misses yet, and the Nature's Grass thrown out. QYQX gets the kill. So not a bad way to start this, taking down that Rubik.
This will be the weakness with the lane, is even though Riki has incredibly good armor and shouldn't die, especially because he can blink out, Rubik is just food. Like, as soon as Rubik steps up to try and be aggressive, especially the fact that IG, they got level 2 on Emo, they pressure a bit. Then they get level 2 on QIQX, they go for the kill. And of course, level 2 advantage often can just get the first blood in lanes.
Ooh, looks for that battery assault. PYW forced to skill and use that leap, but does still show sort of the power that they've got here from Luo. 10 and 4 so far, so a good number of denies in there as the meta was popped this time, and should be able to get some pretty good aggression there. And yet again, Tianming in a little bit of trouble, is going to go for the lift play, throws him back now onto the PA. Beyond still trying to play this bully role.
I mean, you kind of need to do that in this bot lane because eventually PA will just get shoved out. I don't see Tree PA ever really killing off this Riki when he gets higher level, and there's this inevitability when Hammer comes out. It's like, all right, sure, what are we gonna do? Like, what's Tree gonna do to the channeling Hammer? Let's throw some slows on him. Ooh, spooky. Like, yeah, this is just get as much as you can, so then when Emo needs to retreat to the jungle, then you don't feel as uncomfortable.
Right, and likewise, you have some really cool plays that you can do with Ybb to ensure the hammer hits, which is, you know, blink strike, you apply that slow, and then suddenly you're in a position where you're meteor hammering and Tianming can lift and pull him back into it.
Yeah.
So very dangerous set of situations. PA can probably dodge it with like a blink strike away, but only if there's a target close enough to get out of harm's way.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Emo shouldn't be in a position where he's getting hit by hammers in this lane. That's what it's like. Ooh, it's kind of rough, but
Yeah.
And yeah, in the mid lane we get to see a Visage versus Tiny. We don't see that too often.
No.
Yeah, it should be. Tiny should see us really well with the tree, especially against Visage. And then eventually, when the Visage does hit 6, it should be hard to kill. I think just very survivable. But yeah, anything before that is Dust should be pretty happy, as you already see here, throwing out some spells.
Avatos. I think also all those individual instances of Avalanche is enough to break the Gravekeeper's Cloak.
Yep.
And take stacks off of it, or I'm pretty sure at least. But that's something that always looks a little bit funky and weird, but you get down to like, 0 armor or whatever onto it. It feels pretty bad.
Dust should be pretty happy in that regard, but no, yeah, I think so far in the game, everyone's just farming up, pretty chill. I don't think either team really wants to be too quick out of laning phase.
Right.
You got TB who needs to retreat to jungle, PA naturally retreats to jungle.
Oh, mid lane, Avatos arrow wasn't quite on the mark. It was so close to being brought down, and 70 diving in, thinking about going all in for it, and yeah, PYW realizes it's not going to work. But a good rotation mid there, and almost was able to catch with the Avatos arrow combo.
Yeah, I love the fact that Dust, every time he has the mana up, he's pretty much just running at this Visage and going, please, if you want to play in this lane, but the...
DP?
Yep, that's the consequence of making these moves. Is as soon as you free up a support from a side lane, often the cores will get pressured, and yep, Death Rapper does go down. Terrorblade with an incredible start, 27 for 9.
Well, and in spite of the fact that Tiny normally dominates these lanes, it looks like Dust has actually been struggling with the Grave Chill a little bit, and because of that, it's turned into 10 denies for the Visage. So that's one that's like a weird thing, right? It's an attack speed reduction, so it just means you need to like sort of time it all a little bit better, but ends up getting a little bit behind as down bottom, trying to make the move fully onto tree here, but beyond, not going to go for the all-in play.
Oh, it's exciting times here, Lyrical. Just the Ricky's about, 700 gold away from the Meteor Hammer, and then let chaos reign in this safe lane of IG.
I'm ready for it. Make it happen. Well, QIQX just running away from the Ricky, or rather from the Rubik here, who does get some wards dropped off, and now level 6 on 70 along with the DD rune. This could be a danger zone for the Tiny. Not a whole heck of a lot of armor, but does actually now take the level 6 ulti talent to get himself some.
Yeah, now the window for Dust to make plays on Visage is kind of gone. Like, even if you get to the Avalanche toss range, the bird should be able to stun after. I'd be surprised if Dust can ever kill off this hero now, unless you bring in multiple supports. But due to that side lane aggression, it's going to be so hard, right? Like, if Death Rapper's alone, Clockwork's going to run at him. If PA's alone, going to get Meteor Hammered. And Rubik, once again, should be the victim of playing too far up the lane.
Gets punished pretty heavily there. Yeah, that one hurts.
Yep.
I guess the other thing that's sort of going to be interesting in this game is that for Beyond not playing a hero with Guardian Greaves, whereas DP very much ready to build into that item. And I think that's going to be a very strong timing for IG, because you have these like big team fight spell or big team fight items that like can salvage a fight. They're going to be able to group together and make some magic happen. Yeah,
the question for Ybb is how do they play around not having traditional auras?
Yeah.
I think you might have on Visage Boots of Bearing.
Okay.
He literally just tapped it into his quick buy as I said it, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
And
Nailed
it's like,
it.
So you now play on your cores being independently strong. And when you have high armor heroes like Terrorblade and Ricky, they can do that.
Well, this is not that independently strong if they're not careful here. Arrow not going to be fully on the mark, and they get the kill. ZZQ picks that one up, so good rotation to that lane. And of course, the Ricky, they don't really have a great way to punish, so he can just stay bottom going 1v1 against the PA perfectly fine.
Yeah, I love this from Ybb. And on top of that, it's like Ricky pulls his bot lane, so he gets to stabilize his creep position. He's about to pick up Hammer, and then as soon as he picks that up, then it's like a whole different story of this bot lane.
Yeah.
And yeah, this tree, he feels a little bit displaced. He's gone mid just to get at some levels because Dust can't do anything. And you don't want your Tiny to be sitting AFK mid. He's trying to make moves, but it's like you're going to bot lane to gank a Ricky who just pulled his own lane.
Yeah.
So far the motions of post-laning phase for IG haven't been the most comfortable, where Ybb will be able to excel with their farm.
Well, this is always an exciting time, like you said. Will he find and hit his first Meteor Hammer combo?
Oh, here we go. Come on.
Gotta watch for it. And Dust gonna TP actually top now. Well, they're pressuring mid and starting to pressure in down bottom too. He's just hitting onto creeps, okay?
Dust has to get some plays getting made, but he's scouted by the
He's
ward.
right on a ward.
He's moved from mid to bot, from bot to top. Like, he's desperate for something, and just hitting the wave here, this is not enough for Dust. His game is getting heavily hindered by these failed rotations.
Yeah, that one hurts a little bit. Although, where is the Visage? Visage smoked up and now hanging out by that small camp. So they're anticipating they're going to go for the all-in play top,
It's hammer
but
time.
IG are going to leave that one alone. So yeah, like you said, this means a 1v1 and beyond, just ready to go in and, you know, deny out these creeps right in front of Emo's face.
Yeah, he's going to be a pesky little Ricky now, isn't he? Look at him. Oh, yep,
Dude,
there's another one.
3 denies in a row. Emo's got to be pissed.
I mean, he's hating like right now. On top of that, then the Invis have...
Oh,
yes!
Oh my god.
He's half
Dude,
HP.
Emo's got to be so sad right now.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is just the beauty of... is it Media Hammer? Is it Ricky?
Ooh.
Who knows?
ZZQ. Cogs. Wasn't
Arrow.
able to push him out, so that is going to be a connection for a kill as PYW takes him down. But that's Exo used, and they can't really go next to the tower either. Every little move just feels a little bit weird, and again, Emo getting caught by the hammer. He drops on down the cloud afterwards. Thinks about chasing and going for the solo kill. Emo, Beyond went a little bit too insane there. Gets punished hard. The tree armor.
Oh, he didn't have any mana for his tricks, but on top of that, it's like, I'd be surprised if he was able to get the kill there. Emo, he has 0 points in Blur, so he doesn't even have any natural evasion. Oh, God.
Wow.
And the trade-off of all this, so Dust sacrificing his game, he gave Tree mid lane, so Tree actually got 5 pretty quick after what could have been a very starved XP Treant.
Yeah.
And if you don't have 3 points in living armor against this Media Hammer, you will naturally lose your tower. But also, the fact that you have a Treant Protector with 3 points living armor, and your safe lane tower still isn't at tippity top shape because of how much damage Hammer does to towers, it is pretty sad.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. And they also have to deal with bottom, where it's constantly getting meteor hammered out. Beyond jumps away, looks for the arrow, is going to connect. So Beyond might be in some trouble.
Oh, he
needs some
should be
help
dead.
from his team. But there is nobody to blink strike to. He jumps to the high ground here and, well, going to get caught, going to get killed. There was a chance he maybe could have gotten to Rubik, who was running down towards him too. But no such luck. So back-to-back deaths for this offlane Ricky. Not what he wanted to see.
Do you want me to say what Ricky's going to do when he respawns?
What's that?
He's going to TP back bottom, do the same thing again. He's
Yeah,
just going to keep
probably.
on hammering.
Ooh, stolen tree armor.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's really good.
Yep, it's going to really annoy Death Prophet if she ever wants to make an aggressive move. Again, pretty scary for Death Prophet to step up to a tower, especially when you have, you know, Clock Rubik, this meta always available to take the fight. But, you know, so far for YBB, other than the volatility of this Ricky going a bit, you know, Rambo with his media hammers, they're playing a very stable game. They know they don't need to make any moves. They need to wait for their items. Like, same thing for Visage. Like, this hero, you could argue, oh, you can play like a Death Prophet style where you want to go and hit buildings, but no,
Right.
instead he's just playing in his lane, getting the kills that come to him as
Well,
Dust.
Out. Do they have detection? They do indeed. Some dust for dust, but well, the dust won't do enough as ZZQ is going to try and get out of there. The bird drops, keeps him alive for the moment. Arrow a little bit off the mark, and he will have another round of cogs, tries to jump away, but Rana says no to that. PYW finding the kill. And showing that, you know, get the toss out with the avalanche, and Dust's still able to survive. He's just about even with the Visage now. They're sort of bouncing back and forth in terms of farm. And across the board, all of these cores on about the same level as each other. Very even game.
Very even game, very healthy game, just like the previous. It's like it was very stable for both teams, and yo, that's a clean hammer.
Just out of vision right there of that Sentry Ward, and Beyond looks to finish him off. Dust in trouble, going to die. Yeah, that Sentry Ward was just out of range for him. Otherwise, it would have been able to get out of harm's way from that Meteor Hammer.
Tree desperately trying to keep the tower alive, but you know, Beyond, he's now in the neighborhood. 2 seconds for the next hammer. Will he just blindly throw it onto mid? Of course he will. There's no other option. Also, he's going to yoink the wave a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, Visage. Sorry, I stole that creep or two.
This is still going to be really good, though, because this is a ton of damage onto this tower. PYW tries to pull the wave away. Will glyph this one. That's glyph used now. I mean, I don't know. This is This is pretty good from QIQX as far as keeping the game even, but ZZQ gonna find now onto that Death Prophet. No way for her to escape, as will bring Jianming down,
And
Jian Yu down.
Rubik stole Siphon as well, so he's going to have...
Oh yeah.
Honestly, just might smoke up at this point and look for the fight. You can also just heavily pressure this tier 1 tower. You know, bot's getting hit, mid's getting hit by Hammer at least, but towers should fall right now. Easily 2 towers. Tree can't defend everything. Yep, there goes bottom.
And Avalanche toss comes out onto Rubik.
Oh,
ZZQ
Rubik.
also in some trouble, but they set up enough space for that Terrorblade to live. They did also scout as ZZQ gets jumped on by Emo. Lil realizes he can't be there that much longer. Emo is on a killing spree now. Terrorblade will manage to escape, but at the same time, the mid tower goes down to Beyond.
I'm pretty sure there's a stat out there for time difference between all 3 tier 1s dying.
Right.
This was near like identical. I think there's like a 15-second window in which all tier 1s just disappeared on the side of IG. So if there's any of the Nahazes or Benjis out there, even the Lemairs, you know, Spectral lads, like if any of you want to quickly, you know,
check it out,
throw the numbers in,
see what's happening.
This was pretty filthy from Ybb, utilizing
nice.
their heroes very nicely at the same time.
And 3 heroes, I mean, you don't normally think about Ricky as a tower taker, but with the Meteor Hammer, it definitely fits the bill. I have been liking seeing these like Ob Sentry combos together because that's been scouting out Beyond's movement through the jungle here. And they, well, are actually going to find 7E right away. So Avalanche toss, Visage gone. And Meteor Hammer onto Tree, so they get a return kill. ZZQ tries to back away, does not have a hook shot anymore, and is just going to wrap himself out of there.
Has no TP, so has to live in the neighborhood, and no. DP's
Ooh,
Courier did
Courier,
scout him
no,
out.
they saw him.
All right,
Oh,
the
God.
great chase begins. 33 seconds, has Tranquils.
Oh, jeez, tries to run away.
Oh, Emo's TPing.
Can Vision the Cogs push back. All right, this is space created. ZZQ's a god.
And it's nighttime, so
What a
okay.
winner. The
He's
exorcism's going to wear out. They miss on the arrow. Get away, poor little ZZQ. He blocks the camp before he dies. Love to see that. Oh, and it's immediately going to be taken away.
But he got that 1 despawn,
He
so
did.
that's important.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and Emo picked up Battle Fury, so of course would have been a very nice time to be able to hit those Ancients, but alas, he can't.
I have a question for you.
I might have the answer.
Why do wards block camps from spawning? As Dust
They're living entities.
is going to get caught. Avalanche tries to get away. Arrow on to Beyond to stop it. They're living entities is what you're giving me.
Yeah, I mean, have you looked at what they have eyes? They move around.
Is that what it takes to be alive? Because I've seen dead fish with eyes.
Yeah, but they used to be living.
They're not anymore.
I mean,
Maybe wards used to be living.
and then you deward it, they die, and then they respawn.
Got it.
So I'm happy that we understand the circle of life.
Has been ya.
That's such a core player question, honestly. Ooh, where did the woods book the camps? Like, come on, man.
I know.
Give us something to do in the game.
Well, you know, you just not.
You want Dota to go on like a 3-player game? Maybe we
No,
move it to, you know, platforms like Android or
No,
iOS.
I think it should be, but you can just be like a bot, you know, as a support. Just
I mean, a lot of supports are bots. No, we play
Fair.
Ogre and Undying.
Well, again, very even amongst that like second tier of cores, but TB and PA the ones that are sort of leading the charge in terms of this net worth. And the big thing, of course, again, is the hook shot comes in and they find themselves the tree. QIQX push back, has the reflection out, good damage. It's going to be enough for the kill.
Oh, the
Beyond
DP just
who
there.
jumps forward. The DP in no man's land, although the
She's not
turnaround
dead.
with the arrow, is it going to be enough? The toss comes out. They find that kill. And look at all the spirit siphons. They're everywhere. The meteor hammer from on high lands onto Dust, but it won't be enough damage to take down the rest of them. Beyond in trouble now, way too deep, and that's going to be 4 dead. YBB get punished.
Just the fact that, you know, Terrorblade got clipped by the Avalanche and then hit by the arrow just mitigated the damage just enough to give DP a lease of life and she'll turn it around. And I feel like for the last 6 months we've seen this Death Prophet clips in all regions, all plays. If you don't kill her off pre-Siphon, it is an absolute disaster.
As we'll take a look at that replay. Don't worry, Tiny's just dying, or
There's
Visage is
70
rather.
yeah, 70's about
Or
to
maybe
die.
not. ZZQ Oh my god,
The
ZZQ
turnaround again?
with the greatest cogs that I've seen in a while. And look at all the rounds of Soul Assumption that are going to get thrown out. Now it's IG that have gone too far and are going to get punished quite heavily. PYW can't even deny that regen rune as ZZQ, the playmaker, makes the move in and saves his Visage.
Both teams learnt not to gank the tanky hero. You got DP in the bot lane, you got Visage in the mid lane. This Visage, you got Boots Bearing, he's got a hood. He's still got the fairy fire from laning phase. Like, this lad is going to be tanky as hell. And the difference is, YBB's area, bottom tier 2, a dead area of the map. IG's area, right outside of Roshan. And when you have Visage, Boots of Bearing, and a 11,000 net worth Terrorblade, this Roshan should fall. And yeah, IG, they can't contest this. Emo, he's blurred up. He's trying to at least look at the area, but yeah, there's no way. So yeah, YBB still the victors of this, but they have to clean up their engagements, because if they make this bottom tier 2 mistake a couple more times,
oh yeah,
that's the thing with PA. It's like she will always get to the point where it's like, oh, she has Deso now. Oh, she now has Satanic. You know.
Right. I agree with you, and it does sort of speak to some of the issues. This is maybe gonna be a problem. Oh, Sunder gets it out in time. A little bit of a lag spike there as Emo gets caught in no man's land. Gonna get ran down by ZZQ. Has a blink start target to get up to the high ground. They're gonna lose Jiang Yu again. This Death Prophet just cannot stay alive. And you know, one of the issues with this hero, if it's the centerpiece of your draft, the Guardian Greaves just aren't enough to keep it alive against all that minus armor.
Honestly, really hard for them to play. The speed in which YBB can play around the map, the way that they help each other out. My God, sometimes it's so hard.
The rain in Spain.
Pain. But no, I feel like YBB, this is the best timing for their draft. It's the cheap skirmish, hug Visage, throw out spells like Ricky, Rubik, and Clock. They love taking these random fights. And PA, sure, is a pretty good game for her, minus the Terrorblade. Right. But you throw a smoke screen and no BKB on her, like, she's completely removed from the game. So the value of this Ricky will be here throughout the entire game, based on if PA has BKB or not.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you there. And Ricky just becomes even stronger now, ready to solo kill these supports. You jump on them, you defusel them, which he has done now, and then you can, you know, cloud if you want and drop a meteor hammer. They probably can't escape in time if they drop the meteor right on top of them. So needing those BKBs as the movement across the map. God, he's so fast with the Boots of Bearing. And they find one. Emo there.
Oh, they lift into Cook's pushback.
And they've got him caught. Emo pops his BKB, wants to get away, and does manage to. Dust now jumps in, but the pipe, it saves him. ZZQ, he's going to walk away from that. Dust went in very far. The overgrowth is there, but the Manta was ready. So YBB, they bait out a lot by making that move. Did force the BKB from PA, but that was also round of the Metamorphosis.
It honestly feels like YBB's playing with like a Kotal in their draft, where like this Terrorblade has like 0 meta. Even though Terrorblade doesn't have meta up, it's like he's still playing with the confidence of, I can join the fight, I can be here to threaten a couple spells to give my team purpose, and I'm loving the way they're playing. It's really nice, and for IG, I just don't know if I've seen the value of Dust yet in this game.
Yeah.
He's had some failed rotations in laning phase. He's optimistically tried to kill with Visage multiple times and kind of force his team into really bad spots. And because of that, they have no real ways to make plays. Death Prophet, like we've seen, is not tanky into this lineup. There's no Tiny, and now PA's farming. So YBB should be feeling this and going, you know what, let's just keep fighting them. They're smoked up. They're looking for it. They're going to find Dust.
Right away. Pops the Dust himself, tries to make the turnaround play happen, but the pipe is there, and Dust, in complete and total no man's land, is just going to be isolated, brought down. There is a stomp there from the neutral getting involved in the action, but nonetheless, Rubik for Tiny, you take that every day of the week. Yeah, I am really pretty concerned. It's interesting, right? Because coming into this, we knew that this match could be very even one way or the other, but it always felt like IG has like that higher ceiling of these players that are so freaking good, but then YBB have been like the more consistent roster, and they've kind of just run away, it feels like, in a way with this series, especially after that devastating loss in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, at least with YBB, I feel like they've just had a great team talk to kind of go, guys, what are we doing? We're YBB. Let's play like YBB. They joined Div 1, they're trying to be this like, you know, YAA or something, and it's like, no, it's just not them. And for IG at least, I don't know.
Oh, maybe a chance. The turnaround.
Ricky,
Take care of that Ricky. All right, do YBB stick around through this? They still have Aegis on Terrorblade.
They should respect it,
I
maybe
think
disengage.
So.
Like, not having Ricky with smokescreen super high value, but yeah, going back to IG, I think they will always have issues when they lack true identity in their shot calling, and I think also core placement. This whole role swapping shenanigans, it causes doubt in my mind about the scalability of this team, how far they can really progress when they themselves don't really know what they want to do with 2 key players on their team.
I agree. I think the one thing that's interesting is if they can find a formula that works, sure, then they could stick to it, but they haven't been able to find that. In this series alone, we've switched between the mid and the safe lane both times for Emo and Dust, and it's looked a little bit funky, as we were sort of talking about. So 4,000 gold lead right now for YBB. It's definitely not over by any stretch of the imagination. IG can pull this one back, but it does feel like it's tilting their direction.
Yeah, for IG to take fights, they need to kind of poke out the meta, disengage, and then look to swarm over the map after that. Of course, you can do that quite nicely. Death Prophet is going for a 4-star for the Greaves, so now she has some level of survivability in the fight. Right. She won't just instantly die to some Diffusal Media Hammer plus right clicks from Terrorblade. So just to clarify, the Diffusal Media Hammer is on the Ricky. This isn't some weird build on Terrorblade. I realized that could confuse a couple of the radio listeners for a second. Yeah. But yeah, basically Death Prophet now has ways to survive against that. And if anything, IG, I think Dust, again, if he cleans up his initiations, you focus on the supports or you punish the Ricky like they just did, that's where IG have ways to enter the fight. But if it's a pure 5-on-5 A-click into the middle of one engagement, IG will be losing it 9 times out of 10 right now.
That's fair. No, absolutely. And I think that the other thing that you got to sort of consider is like the group up oriented items that they've got. Like we've talked about how valuable this pipe has been on the Visage. Boots of Bearing's done. Clockwork, with the net worth that he's been getting, he's actually queuing up a drums himself, which is sort of weird.
I love it.
Because the Boots of Bearing, right? But
just get more bongo drums. I actually have no idea if it acts independently.
No, they're not going to go. Hook shot in, finds Dust. Dust getting dusted, getting caught, getting killed. Arrow is out, dodged away by ZZQ. Do they have enough damage to bring down the Tiny, though? Doesn't look like it. And Emo taking full advantage. Finds a bird and finds a kill onto that Clockwork. Interesting. IG fighting back here, not willing to go out.
Now the Basher complete on Emo, and it's like every time Emo gets an item, it causes concern for YBB a little bit.
Right.
Ooh,
Emo reveals himself. One shot and I die. One shot, one time. No armor for me. I am Rubik. Can we get a replay of that, please? That's just a slowed down one would be lovely. Yeah. I know I'm asking a lot, but we'll see.
Like 0.1 speed, you want to really just
take that, you little. Oh, here we go. Thank you so much.
So at this point, that is some.
Wait, am I fine?
1292. What can you do?
I love PA. This year is awesome.
I love not playing it. Again, core support player. I hate PA. You love PA. Love it. Very poetic. Anyway, so YBB, I like the fact that Terrorblade has gone for MKB, and it gives pressure against this PA. But Emo just be critting.
Emo, he knows what he needs to do here. This game's starting to get in his control, maybe. Oh, it's a long respawn on Roche, though. 1:50 seconds. That would have been a huge opening for IG to head on in.
Yeah, YBB needs to stabilize that game and just utilize vision once again. The fact that Emo is able to just pick off these supports, in the back of their mind now, IG's like, all right, this is the game plan, right? Make a little bit of chaos. I understand where they're fighting, and then fight around that. But once YBB groups up, they have pipe auras, this Wraith Pact. Actually, he's going AC. Actually didn't go Wraith Pact.
Okay.
I kind of feel like Wraith Pact would just be incredibly good in this game from Visage. You just hug each other as 5, you throw it on the ground, you now prevent this 1-hit crit. It's now maybe 2 hits and dead, so you got a little bit of room to play, but...
Although the crit wouldn't affect him if Emo's throwing daggers from far away, right?
That's also true. So if he's outside of the Wraith Pact aura, then yes, for sure.
Okay. Well, we'll see. The smoke on smoke. They thought they were in the pit, but now realizing that is not the case. YBB, they break their smoke, spot a couple, then back away with that Visage. The other nice thing, of course, is that if PA tries to go for the all-in play on the Visage at the start, who you want to kill, it's going to be really tough to burst through it with just that base level of damage reduction that you have from the Gravekeeper's Cloak. Maxed out right now at 80% damage reduction across the board.
Yeah, I mean, you got Stoneform as well, so you can kind of dip out and just force it. And for Emo, this is why fight selection for IG is so critical. Like, if Emo wastes BKB and doesn't kill off enough heroes to force YBB to think about retreating, the turnaround potential is going to be disgustingly good. We've already mentioned how smoke screen is super high value. You're going to have this Boots of Bearing, so everyone's going to quickly move throughout the fight. MKB on Terrorblade. So we saw Emo in the previous game on his Ember get very over-aggressive and potentially have an issue, but
Sleeping Dart to start. Toss back.
Meta used.
Get away from me. Doesn't want to be there. Dust is in very, very far and in a ton of trouble, but can they bring down this Terrorblade? Emo right on top of him. Down to half HP. Doesn't have an answer, but he gets the Mant off. Not going to be able to keep him alive. And now Emo free to run rampant through this fight with 3 dead already. That is a huge window. And Roche, there's for the taking.
Double buyback.
Dangerous. Do they want to keep this one going? It doesn't look like it. So after the 2 buybacks, Terrorblade doesn't have one available and also wouldn't have meta. But we see right there the problem. This hero still dies in the duration of a stun.
That was crazy positioning from YBB. It's like, we mentioned how, you know, you protect each other, hug each other, but it's like Terrorblade all out by his lonesome, just going for the quick kill on Tiny, and Emo gets the perfect bash to prevent the Sunder play. And now you got Abyssal Blade on PA, so it's only going to get easier to jump onto this Terrorblade.
Right, and Mirana has been hitting a couple of these clutch arrows at various points, staying alive in the fights. Almost Wraith Pack done for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the start of the fight, it was a DP silence, then into Aura, into Abyssal Blade, so it was just enough combos to prevent Sunder the entire time. But
wait a minute.
Waiting?
Terrorblade has Nether Shawl. I feel like that's not his item. Dude, get a tier 3 neutral. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm down for him to have a tunic.
Like, literally anything else but the minus armor item.
Oh, actually, no, they actually don't even have tier 3s right now. They're farming them.
They need
okay,
to
he sends the shore back. There we go.
Okay.
Now he's got the Quickening Charm, another very renowned Terrorblade item, Smile.
I mean, to be honest, I think that
their items are terrible.
If he didn't have Nether Shawl, he actually might have lived there. I mean, he got -2 armor. That sort of puts him in weird territory with Emo giving him
armor. Oh, I guess with the minus armor as well, that does get to like 16 or something. Yeah, actually, yeah, it does get. For a Terrorblade, it is awkward levels of armor for sure.
I don't know. It's a weird one. Regardless, doesn't matter. Smoke up now, and IG ready to head on into the pit. They did rocket flare this, so they know this is going on, and now smoke up is 5. Terrorblade, 10 seconds until he has his real ulti back up. Metamorphosis, they send in the birds to start the fight. Looking for him. Jump in, Dust! The huge avalanche! And then the Overgrowth connects onto them all. Look at Emo just queuing them up to take them down. Terrorblade walks in. I don't even know if they need to run away necessarily. If they can find that TB, they could bring him down, but they're respecting the potential. Dust, avalanche, tossback, finds him there. Low turns to fight and just explodes him. Dust went in way too far. Roche is very low. Emo gets him. Turns around the center, but it's not going to happen. They find that Terrorblade kill, and IG all over it with Emo talking a little trash with the voice lines to back it up.
I mean, Emo is absolutely crushing this game. 12-0-7. His target prioritization in the previous 2 fights has just been clean. The grouping from YBV, it just sets up for this beautiful just crits.
Dude, so the DP picked up the shard.
Yeah.
Emo started talking. Immediately, she passed it back into his inventory.
I mean, Emo, I feel like he's talking the entire game. Like,
oh, yeah.
There could honestly be a whole YouTube video of just his player cam, and you could... I think he talks maybe like 85% of every game.
Look at him go.
Look at it.
He's not even farming.
Bro, he's walking to lane. And now he's in a rest point. He hits creeps. Now he's going to think. And he's probably in like 3 seconds. He'll probably say something again. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's okay. You tried.
He's improving though. I'm happy.
That would have been really good.
That would have been amazing. I did it for the clip. You know, I can do it in 5 minutes time.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there you go. He's back talking. Sorry, I meant to say 13 seconds, not 3 seconds.
Okay, so 7K gold lead now. God, what can they do? It feels like Lul in the last 2 fights has just not been able to touch Emo at all. But if he does ever like unload on him, if Emo goes on another target and Terrorblade can get some control of his other heroes, maybe a Meteor Hammer, who knows?
Ooh.
Then I feel like he can rip him to shreds, right? Like MKB, he's solid.
I mean, it also doesn't help for Ybb that Beyond hasn't been able to scale into this game because of the backwards momentum that they've been experiencing. He's not able to continue farming up. So he himself doesn't have any backline kill threat that maybe the Tiny or whatever is providing on the side of IG. And on top of that, this Terrorblade, he can't really buy BKB too comfortably early in the game because then he doesn't have the damage to kill him off. So I can respect why he doesn't have it right now, but then it's the argument of he should have better positioning to cover the fact he doesn't have Satanic or BKB. And on top of that, he hasn't been using this Elven Tunic that he could be using, which would have been pretty helpful.
What the fuck are you doing, Evo? What the hell? Okay. He's got a Rapier now.
Let it sink in for a second. Let it sink in. Dude, I respect this so much. Thank you for making this absolutely the most
Emo's
stellar
about
game.
to throw the game. Emo's legit about to throw the game.
And it's fine. We're going to enjoy the experience. All right, think about it this way. He doesn't throw the game. He becomes a god of all men. He loses the game.
Dude.
It's fucking hilarious.
What are you doing? Oh my god, IG, please, not like this.
All right, come on. Okay, if PA loses a fight with Bottle DD plus Rapier, Abyssal Blade, Battle Fury, 20 charges on Desolator, like, surely this is unthrowable. Surely.
Oh God, it's only a 5k gold lead, T. I am very concerned about him here.
I'm setting it up so the throw looks funny, all right?
They have a 6-second BKB on Emo.
Just think about this tasty crit that's coming.
That's right.
How long do they have? They got like 15 seconds on DD. Emo, he is so
The
hungry.
other thing, they are not going to be expecting this. Like, that is the most important thing. YBB have no idea of the insanity that's about to come out of them. Although Blur, they jump in. ZZQ, he's there. Emo jumps in, finds him right at the start. Where is he? He's now on to Lul, doing some good damage, but he's not finding the right targets.
The BKB's out.
Okay, gotta run. Emo, they back away.
This is spicy.
So again, I don't know, in the midst of that chaos, they might not have seen Emo's Rapier. It did a lot of damage to TB when one of those daggers went out, but the fact that they couldn't find a blow up at the start, dude, if they last out this Aegis, it's 1:20 left.
I mean, also 2 minutes for Metamorphosis, so
they're under a ward. They see him now. They know. Wait, is that an observer or a sentry? It's both. Okay. So they saw Emo's items.
Oh, this game's incredible. Like, especially because like he picks up Rapier, he jumps to tier 3, and does nothing. But like in open terrain, this will do absolute work. But the fact that that one little engagement, it's...
Right.
Ooh, okay. I mean, I wasn't ready for this level of plot twist in this game.
Look, this was the thing that we said at the beginning of the game, right? Both of these teams very talented, very strong individual players, but sometimes they have trouble closing out games. Sometimes crazy things can happen, and guess what? That has happened again because the net worth lead is like closing down. They're getting these items to mitigate physical damage. Like,
yeah, okay, to be fair, the team that normally buys Rapier doesn't then suddenly dip down in net worth. Just gonna put it out there in case anyone's new to Dota. Rapier is an item that you buy and you're meant to like go to the moon, you know?
Right.
Skunks are rising, but okay. And to be fair, like this is gonna be a weird game for the Rapier, where like if you jump and YB's quick to react, there's gonna be Stoneform on Visage, there's a Ghost Scepter on Clockwork, Ghost Scepter on Rubik. So there are windows in which YBB can turn around, kite out the BKB to then give platforms to fight. But again, you have to respect that PA is going to pump out, 2,000 plus damage with a crit. Like, heroes will fall. So YBB has to play in their own vision with knowledge of PA's Rapier.
Right. T, can I tell you a little story real quickly?
Okay, once upon a time.
So there is, I'm a big rock climbing fan. And there's this one guy named Alex Arnold, which I'm sure you've heard of. He was one of the first people to ever free solo El Capitan.
Okay.
Which means that he's up like, 1,000 meters in the air with no rope, with no nothing, climbing on the side of a mountain. That sounds insane. He's one of the most successful people to have done this. They did a brain scan on him, and they found out that he has the normal section of his brain that experiences fear he doesn't have as big a one of those as other people do. I think Emo has the same exact issue in his brain. And that's why he bought this Rapier right now, because he doesn't look scared. He doesn't look under pressure. This dude's just talking. He's having a great time. And the whole time I'm just thinking, you're about to lose the game, my man. What's going on? This Emo is the Alex Arnold of the Dota 2 scene. That's what we're about to see this happen here.
Will he be... Did Alex Arnold ever fall off the cliff?
No, he won.
There we go. Then. I don't think
freaking
Emo's
did
going to
it.
throw the game then. If he's like Alex Arnold, then he's climbing this mountain. He's scaling it without the ropes. If anything, not buying Rapier were the ropes that were holding him back from scaling this mountain. He needed the Rapier to become the Emo he was always destined to become. This was the issue with IG the entire time. They didn't have the guts and the gusto to do these plays.
I love this. This is a good idea right now. This is what should happen. Okay.
Well, I'm so excited in 10 minutes time when we're like, oh well, Rapier's dropped, IG's lost, you know.
Medallion is done for the clockwork. It's being brought out right now. He's queuing up Solar Crest afterwards. Everything for armor, because again, if you look at these net worths right now, in terms of where we're saying buyback status, obviously incredibly important. It's very close on all of them, but it is all this PA. These other heroes from IG don't have almost anything at this point. I mean, Mirana's big. Mirana has a lot of defensive items, though. Hasn't built like damage on her own. She has Solar Crest. She has Wraith Pact. And Visage is the one that's sort of carrying those items for YBB. It's going to be an interesting couple of moments here as they take down the Vision, and now they're stuck in their base again. 2,600 crits onto those creeps.
Yeah, and so now PA's about to complete Satanic, so that's going to give Emo ways to jump in. Worst case scenario, if he does get punished by a spell, Satanic turn around. Again, I feel like for him, BKB is so critical that I would argue maybe even some refresher or something could be critical for his build to feel great. Because again, he needs to have that immunity from just getting CC down or anything. Otherwise, he again, smokescreen is the key thing as well.
Yes. Yeah, the BKB thing coming out there. Now, Illusion Rune picked up for the Terror Blade. IG retake this side of the map, picking up some of these tier 4 neutral items. That was the last one done. They still are waiting for some. It's a Trickster Cloak onto the Terrorblade. So even if he gets jumps, if they don't have detection, there could be a window there where they get caught. But they are carrying dust on 3 of their heroes. They have a gem on the Tiny, and then it's only PA that doesn't have detection.
Yeah, it also helps that PA does have the Witchbane, so can apply some Dispel, so now that kiting potential should be a little bit, decreased. Inside of YBB.
It was a very quick grocery spawn. It's back up, and it's Refresher. But down bottom, they're pressuring out this lane.
Terrorblade just completed Satanic as well. So this entire time where Emo's been hitting these, haha, Terrorblade, you're half HP, I BKB, you can't sunder. Now it's Terrorblade has ways to survive. I don't know, in a vacuum of the 1v1 of PA-TB, if both BKB and click each other, I'm pretty sure PA Rapier should do the job.
The flare goes out. They see these heroes up on the high ground. They know that that's going on. ZZQ walks up high ground there. The Avatos coming from Dust, down to half HP right at the start. Ghost Scepter keeps him alive. Silence tries to walk away. Overgrowth comes out. 7E walks in, wants to find Dust, but he gets the blink back, and now the buyback and the jump just explodes. Did not stand a chance, and now the arrow connection onto Visage means he is gone too. What a perfect fight. The man has no fear, and he doesn't need it, because he just jumped in and killed them all to death.
I mean, for YBB, it was a very aggressive play.
Yeah, they like to walk high ground with no vision, apparently.
Walk high ground, no vision. Clock didn't even try and maybe throw a blind hook shot, just walks in, puts everyone into a choke point. TB, of course, doesn't BKB, doesn't matter anyway into the Abyssal on the physical damage of PA, but... Whew. And we speak about Refresher for Emo, just comes naturally in the forms of the Shard, so he's going to be extremely happy. Also backpacks his BKB, puts it on a longer cooldown. Don't know about that one right now, Chief, but I don't think he really cares right now. Yeah, Emo is just playing the ultimate carry game right now. Yeah, he switches it back in now, trying to get that BKB up again. There is like some split push potential going on. You're seeing Rubik coming down bottom, trying to pressure this one out a little bit. No way to cut the waves mid. There is still a tier 2 tower standing here for not very long, actually. Emo moves in, takes it down in about 5 hits. But the high ground defense, it's still not easy. In spite of how far ahead they are, you can still die as this PA. Yeah, I mean, I feel like IG, they don't have a very clean way of going high ground. Like, even though you have EXO and maybe Tiny with the Tream, like, their games haven't been good enough that they also play with confidence, because a hook shot cogs back into TB right clicks. Like, TB does kill everything in this game.
Oh, yeah.
But TB also gets 2-hit by a PA because of this Rapier. So it's like, for YBB, their tier 3s will be their best friend. And again, for YBB, I feel like they need to try and find a way in which they initiate with, let's say, the Visage or the Ricky first, to then force Emo to think about, am I jumping this guy and maybe not the TB? And then you give a platform to click. But you also look at Ricky's net worth, and he's about to get overtaken by a Rubik. And he also has progressed one item in the last 20 minutes of the game.
It's been bad for him.
No, yeah, it's been, yeah. Bad, honestly, is an understatement right now for this Ricky. It's been an incredibly difficult game for him, at least. And yeah, YBB, they need to just find a way, even though the heroes don't present it naturally, to just throw bodies in.
Yeah.
And normally in this position, Terrorblades would have like a Swift Blink. In a game where positioning is key, you'd have Swift Blink to help you out, but you see from his itemization that he went BKB to try and stand his ground. He got MKB to kill PA. He went Satanic to also stand his ground. And he's gone so many items that now trading one for a Swift Blink, it's kind of hard. Like, are you just going to give up Manta?
Well, but you do see him now switching it up again and trying to go in for that butterfly.
But PA
is queuing up MKB, but it's going to be a while. So there's something there.
Potentially. Butterfly is such an underwhelming item nowadays that I feel like as soon as you buy it, the enemy carry just goes, sure, I buy MKB, whatever, you know?
Right.
Like, there isn't a large enough window where you feel good with it. Potentially in this game, if the PA, with his inventory management right now, maybe he buys MKB as a snap response to Butterfly, dies, and then gives Rapier away, no buyback.
Right.
I could see that scenario working out, but
it feels like they need to do something, because the TB is just dying too quickly. And so I respect the idea of saying, okay, I need this other thing. I'm going to, go for something that gives me a winning chance. I don't know what he swaps it out for, though, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the issue as well. There's not enough inventory slots. But also, I feel like in this type of game, one Lotus would have been insane for Terrorblade. Abyssal Blade is now off the cards for this PA.
That's true. Yeah,
but the support, they've itemized for themselves, right? They've gone they've gone Ghost Scepters, sorry. Right. And it's like the Rubik has a Blink. Clock has a Force, but it doesn't do anything in this game right now. He just went for a Solar Crest to help a little bit with armor, but I feel like one Lotus Orb will actually give Terrorblade purpose in the fight.
No, and that's the part that's sort of difficult, is that they're like, at this point you're thinking about like Ricky buying it or something too, and then he's completely dead and just doing nothing. But TB does buy out for the Butterfly, so he sold his what? Manta, okay. So
our overgrowth value, it obviously increases. You have Satanic to dispel that.
And BKB.
And BKB. So there's still multiple ways or avenues to do it, but if you're using your Satanic as your defensive tool and not the lifesteal, it can be difficult.
The other problem is that PA is going to see this this Butterfly done on the illusions.
Already buying the MKB.
Yeah.
He's not even thinking twice.
Yeah.
The Terrorblade's been farming under ward.
Although, they jump in. They're missing. Avatos, though. Well, he's missing because he's dead. And that is a BKB. No use of it. 70 seconds on the sideline. That feels really bad.
Yeah, again, I feel like, again, in this PA versus Terrorblade matchup, Terrorblade naturally feel pretty good. They pick TV into the PA.
Right.
Because if you can dictate the game, when you use meta, you're high armor, you feel great. But Emo, the way that he's been playing, never really giving opportunities to fall behind, never gave away any cheap kills. He bought the Rapier on the previous on this Aegis with just confidence, and it just,
Does have the sold Deso now and just MKB in hand. 40 seconds until Terrorblade's back up, and I have a feeling that they're going to be ready to go high ground much sooner than that. Boots now back in inventory. Going to try and cut some waves here. Ricky, 20 seconds till he's up. They will have double glyphs, so Terrorblade, and he also didn't use meta in that last one. So there's something there, but it still just feels so hard for them to make any type of a play.
I mean, Emo doesn't have BKB right now, so he's a bit afraid to hit the buildings. Now he's going to finally step up. 15 seconds on the Terrorblade.
Don't have a creep wave yet. It's taking a little bit of time.
I'm pretty sure backdoor is not even a concept in this game right now because of how much damage Emo does.
Second round, and with Terrorblade back up, they actually don't get the set of racks.
Like, YPB, they have to smoke up a maker play.
Yeah.
The last 15 or so minutes, it's been Lou, just getting jumped and dying. Like, one time in this game, they need to set up Lu for success. They need to enable themselves where this emo can't cleanly fight. And we also saw he picked up Butterfly.
Right.
PA didn't have MKB.
Yeah.
He died in 2 seconds. Now PA has MKB.
Right.
He's going to die in a second. Like,
and does also have double Abyssal Blade. I mean, this is the thing. They have to find a way to get to reveal emo before this stuff happens.
Yep.
And if that doesn't happen, it's curtains.
It's also like ZZQ. Like, the only way they stop PA through BKB is hook shot.
Yeah.
So like they need to find some insane, like, PA jumps in, Clockwork reinitiates, prevents PA, then from that you can do the damage. But I'm still skeptical if they even have the damage through one hook shot or one post BKB that they can get them off, because again, the refresher shard is in play. This is literally emo's game to lose. I think that's what we're trying to get to.
Right. Vision there, they see them all, looks for the lift, but Dust is there. Revealed immediately low. Does he get jumped on? Yes, he will. Abyssal Blade, the hook shot to try and salvage it. Force Staff keeping him alive. The Hex, he can't get out of there in time. Does buy back after, though. No meta available for the rest of this fight, as IG are going to retreat back and keep themselves fine and dandy. So, Terrorblade buyback used. No Aegis on PA. It's again one of these weird situations where they just lose out on their ability to make something happen. IG playing it very safe.
I don't know. It's like YBB just can't fight, and also I don't think they're fighting that well as well, unlike the previous game. Because like PA jumps in and he spends about 2 seconds just looking at the PA hitting, and then hooks after. And which then, after that, it's like, IG's now able to quickly jump back onto the area that PA's jumped into, and then they lock down the TB further. So even in the moment where there could have been a chance for TB to not just die instantly, YBB missed that window, and IG once again just clean sweep it. So I just don't see how YBB fights. Like,
no, it's
legit.
true.
This TB, it honestly feels like, with all this gold, I just not feeling it. This 24,000 lead for IG, you could also add the 31,000 from TB. Like, his net worth doesn't do anything in the game right now.
No, and it's just really, really tough. Like, Dust initiates, and they try and turn and kill this Tiny, and it just isn't working. He's got an AC down at this point. So incredibly hard to kill off. They're going to jump here and find and kill off 7E. So the Visage even finding ways to get brought down very rapidly as he tries to build towards the Aghanim Scepter and doesn't have buyback either.
Yeah, and QIQX in this Treant Protector, he went for this Aghanims, and
yeah,
I love the fact that in this type of game, where all you need is that one glimpse of vision to get the crit on PA, it just synergizes beautifully. He doesn't need to go for anything else. And it's already so hard for YBB to play the map with confidence. Beyond now just picks up a gem, has a Quelling Blade, so he's going to be able to maybe get some of these trees down, but it's so hard for YBB to even make moves. So IG is like, yeah, sure. So again, itemization. I even loved their itemization in the previous game. It was just more of like a macro choice around Roshan that lost them the game. So I think IG are making improvements as the DPC progresses. Just can they in this game not throw away their lead with a 25,000 gold lead and probably another Aegis?
That is the question. Well, it's going to be, like you said, another Aegis into their hands while they constantly push out this bottom wave here. Emo now gifted an Aghanim Scepter on top of everything else. I feel like Homie could have just bought that and given it to somebody else. Like, Dust would love an Aghanims right now.
No. This is Emo's team. He gets what he wants. So you got the Axe, you got the Shard. And then he's going to go, you know what, Dust? You got buyback. Buy me the Moon Shard.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you want a gem for the team? Yeah, you're a support. Buy it. Emo just needs his currency.
Well, and even these little plays right here down bottom from Luo, it's a Treant Protector that you're playing against. So even though you get some good split push going on, tower's not dead, it's not going to die. It's going to get healed back up to full. Game feeling really, really rough for YBB. And IG, they're making the safe play. They deny out a DD there.
Oh, Rubik looks very dead on my screen. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Just drops way too quickly. And of course, Emo so stacked up with the Boots of Travel level 2, he can get into the map so quickly. Looking for more, wanting to hunt, wanting to find somebody. Terrorblade.
Dude, he is so confident right now to even move out. Of course, he's smoked up with the Ninja Gear, so he's able to at least escape. And this neutral line will give Terrorblade a little bit of purpose. You can always get yourself out, send out illusions. But with this tree, you throw down one random, little, what's it called? Eyes in the forest.
Right.
Just gonna clip them. PA TP's in like this, and bam, you're dead.
Oh.
So
That was a good attempt there. They almost caught Beyond, but not able to quite get onto him in time.
Emo is hunting.
Yeah. He wants to find a target. He knows where to look, too.
Will he continue?
And-
One is blurred, one is smoked.
Jesus.
They're gonna hit each
The
other.
vision, the
All right.
vision, the
How
vision's
many hits?
bigger.
1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
God,
5.
no.
That was 5 hits and a TB died.
Damn, dude. And no buyback for 3 and a bit minutes. Yeah, that one hurts. Oh, that one hurts.
IG, they're playing this game. Of course, they're up by an incredible amount of goal, but just the small things they're doing, it's honestly really fun to watch. Like the way they're using tree, the bots too, looking for bottom, Emo killing bot, now instantly running the top.
70. Do they find him? I mean, the other thing about that is he TPs away. Good.
50-50.
It's the vision or the sort of range change on Blur. I think that's what that buff was partially too.
Yep. No, it really helps. The fact that you can get 400 units or something to your opponent, and it's like, surprise, it helps so much. 1
minute until Terrorblade is back up again. And they're just going to pop Exo, ready to go in. Was that a stolen Exo? No, he got Crypt Swarm. So good way to cover that from Zhang Yu. 40k gold lead. IG, they're ready to call this one done. Glyph is going to be used to try and clear out the creep wave. Emo revealing himself for the moment here. It is an incredibly hard hold at this point. Without their Terrorblade, they're missing so much damage, but a lot of them do have buyback. They can throw bodies, and if they need to, holy moly! Emo just jumps in. They're going to throw out the arrow. Actually, a pretty good connection onto Emo, but the hook shot, they miss it. And Emo pops his BKB, ready to turn onto the racks. Turn onto the Ancient, in fact, but there are no creeps. Okay, arrow goes out a little bit off the mark. Terrorblade back up in 6 seconds. They're not going for the all-in play on IG. Without a creep wave, they respect the high ground. I can't believe it. We're still in this game. Oh, man.
Don't worry. One time in this game, Terrorblade will be able to do something. He will be able to click that one time.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, I feel like his damage numbers have got to be pretty low compared to everybody else.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. I'm pretty sure like Rubik has more. But even this Ricky that we've not seen, he's gained like 4,000 gold in nearly 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, he is a monster at this point. And, well, Emo is just so freaking farmed. 52,000 net worth at 55 minutes. GPM off the charts. And
just in case you're just tuning in, this Rapier wasn't bought down the line. This was like a third, fourth item Rapier. Like,
wait a minute. No chance for a save there from Beyond. I thought he might have gone in for that. But not opting for it. So they lose the Visage. Does have buyback and might need it. Because I think they're getting ready to go high ground again.
Also, Emo has a very set meta with his voice line usage. It's always the how many daggers am I holding up when he gets a kill. He doesn't try and diversify the options. Again, I'm not too aware of what all chat voice lines are available for a PA, but I like the fact that he does stick true to himself and have one play. Lou again is just dead. One hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, gone.
Oh my god, dude. It feels so bad. And he doesn't have buyback this time for gold. Emo punishing heavy on to Ybb, and Luo just not having the time of his life as Dust comes in, starts hitting the racks. He will not have buyback for the rest of this game, as I think that they're just getting ready to call this one. Stun from downtown connects onto Beyond. They're focusing down these buildings. A couple daggers thrown out as the Ancient is going to fall. They move on in, try and settle this one out if they can at all. Dust jumps forward, but the big jump from Emo, it's more than enough. They're all dead. There is no buyback, and this game is going to end in a whimper. Coming out from Ybb is IG lay down the law.
I mean, I've not seen...